Welcome to Black Muse Podcast, a conversation series celebrating the lineage, creativity, and ever-evolving expression of Black culture. Black Muse Podcast is produced by Chicago West Community Music Center, founded by Howard and Darlene Sandifer, where the mission is to empower Black youth and uplift community through music, mentorship, and the continued creation of Black music. We're here talking today with Derek Henderson, drummer. We're going to be talking about rhythm, not just as tempo, but as memory, identity, and movement across the Black diaspora. Hello and welcome to Black Muse Podcast.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
It is a pleasure. I'm hoping you had a great session today.
Oh, we had a great session today.
Awesome.
It was such,
That's great. Well, we're going to get right into this interview.
Really?
I want to talk a little bit, starting out with roots and range. Your work spans jazz, funk, reggae, gospel, soul, pop, the full spectrum. And I want to know, I think our audience would like to know, how do you develop such broad stylistic fluency?
Oh, man. As a young kid growing up, my dad listened to music. It was constantly on a loop. And so I grew up listening to all these different styles of music. And then I didn't get into different styles of music until I got to college, where I started getting into classical, reggae, calypso, and getting all these jobs. And so I was like, well, what does it require to do this kind of stuff? And a teacher told me one time, I was taking drum lessons. He says, you want to be well-rounded so you don't leave any money on the table. So if you know all of the different styles, you can put on that hat and go make that money.
Wow.
And so I was like, yeah, that sounds like some good advice.
That's interesting.
So I set out to, take lessons and learn these different kind of styles so I can kind of say, okay, I don't need to turn down any money. So that was my motivation for learning all the styles of music, so I can just go out here and be a full, well-rounded musician.
I'll have to make sure that my niece, Jazara Berry, who just entered Howard University, gets this interview. She was a lead drummer in her school abroad growing up.
Yeah, all right.
So I want her to hear this.
All right.
What does versatility mean to you, musically and personally?
Versatility to me means that you can literally have the confidence to say, oh, it's something that I haven't tried before, but I know this much about it, but let me push myself to learn this much about it. And so being versatile means that you, like I said, you can put on different hats and explore, a different part of your musicality. And so I love music. I listen to all types of music, from Mongolian chant all the way up to country two-step. Because there's something to be learned and there's something to be grasped. And if it moves you, then that means you like something about it. And so that's why I have a insane library of just music that I download and stream and listen to, because I get something out of it, different parts that just kind of touches me here. And versatility to me is being able to just kind of float between the genres and say, okay, yeah, all right. And just have the confidence, say, oh yeah, you want to do a country song? Yeah, I got you.
That's a great life lesson for the student.
And it is.
Yeah.
Because, you got to be able to fit into certain situations, even when they come off the fly.
Right.
Oh,
I love that. That leads me into thinking right away as the drummer, as an architect. Because drummers don't just keep time, they shape the whole emotional landscape of the music. So the camera's always eventually going to come to that drummer when there's a concert.
We lead loudly from the back.
Well, but okay, that begs the next question. How do you think of drumming as a leadership role?
Ooh, wow. I can be really selfish on this question because we drive the band.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen one of those big fire engines where the guy is driving from the back.
Oh.
Makes the turn. So it's so long he has to drive it from the back. And that's what I kind of, gauge drumming as. I'm steering this big vehicle and I'm helping to get around this corner because it's so big. But I'm always in the back. I'm not always seeing. They're always looking at the driver as being in the front. But sometimes the driver's in the back bringing the big pieces around the corner. So I think that drummers are the heartbeat of the rhythm section.
Mm-hmm.
And a wise teacher told me, he's like, if you want to work, be part of a rhythm section. You always will get work, be part of a rhythm section. And so piano, bass, drums, or guitar is, the rhythm section.
Mm.
And so we basically are, I have to be the heartbeat. I have to set the tone. I have to set the tempo. I have to stay on tempo. I have to listen to everybody and what they're doing and kind of accent what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I like painting those colors when I play because it gives me a different kind of expression because you're feeding off other musicians.
Mm.
But you have to, set the tone and then being the drummer, you have to have a certain kind of confidence.
Well, yeah, you do. And teaching students that confidence, what do young drummers typically misunderstand about groove, pocket, and feel?
Well, I had to learn this lesson the hard way. And I tell this story all the time. I was at the the Jazz Bulls, and it was a jam session. And I went with Dexter Sims, bass player. He teaches here. And he's like, I'm going to introduce you to the cats. I want you to sit in because, you're not going to learn it just by sitting by yourself. You got to play with other music. And all these cats were older than me. So saxophonist named James Perkins, amazing saxophonist. I sit behind the kid. It's my turn, and I'm all confident, ready. And he turns like, "Can you swing?" I was like, "Yeah, I can swing." He's like, "Okay, well, I want you to keep that 2 on the floor, 2 and 4 on the hi-hat, and I want you to swing that cymbal, and that's all I want you to do." And I did that for like 8 minutes while these guys were burning over this solo. They played some kind of fast tune, Cherokee or something. I'm holding it down. But he was testing me to see if I can just stay in time and keep up. So it's discipline. I think keeping time, it teaches a discipline. It helps you listen, and it kind of forces you to be the clock.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get it internally, then it come out in your playing.
Yeah.
And it's an ongoing process. I mean, I struggle with tempo all the time, but I've got better with it over the years.
Mm-hmm.
When I try to teach students is that keeping time is a repetition, and you just have to keep doing it, and you'll get there. You fall into the groove.
You fall into the grooves. This is a series called Reimagining Jazz, right? So for you as a drummer, I imagine you're also teaching reimagining jazz through rhythm. The program invites students to reimagine jazz from inside the rhythm, not just melody. How can rhythm, what do you teach students about how rhythm can inform storytelling?
Oh, rhythm is everything. Rhythm is everything. When you're walking down the street, you walk with a rhythm. When you talk with
You
rhythm.
swing your arms with
When you talk with a rhythm. Okay? When you interact with people, you're interacting with the rhythm. I use hand gestures when I talk. So that's a rhythm. And so, and like when the sun rises and the sun sets, it's a rhythm to the day. You have a routine. Rhythm is routine. And if you do it often enough, it becomes second nature. So when I'm in the car and I'm listening to music, all I'm doing is counting. All I'm doing is just counting, especially if it's like a complicated Latin tune or something like that. I'm trying to figure out or if it's an odd meter too, I'm counting, trying to figure out, because my brain is wired to count.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to figure out where it falls rhythmically.
Oh, I just had a vision, because when I think about you, and I want Howard to hear this, when I think about what you just said, it reminds me of dancers.
Uh-huh.
And I can just imagine drummers and dancers. That is
Funny that you should say that, because I was watching a old Ed Sullivan show long time ago, and Sammy Davis Jr. was on there. Amazing entertainer, Rat Pack, tap dancer.
Mhm.
Did not know he was a drummer.
Really?
Sat down at the kid. I was like, that's Sammy Davis Jr.
Wow.
playing drums.
Yeah.
And then it all clicked. I was like, oh, that's why he's a great tap.
That's why he's a great tap dancer. That counting.
Yeah.
Constantly counting.
It's all rhythm.
Can you talk about a time when improvisation on drums became spiritual or transformative?
Ooh, whoa, woo, man. I have to really think about this one, man, because I would have to say when I and it was probably when I was older, when I got the job at Moody Bible Institute, which is a big institution.
Was a student there.
And they do this humongous Christmas concert, and it's a undertaking. You got choir, you got children's choir, you got band, you got a full orchestra, and all of this has to come together. And so when I was learning the music for this concert, I was just getting frustrated. It's like, man, I'm trying to learn this without the orchestra being there. So I'm trying to envision how this is going to go. And so I reverted back to what one of my teachers said. He says, let the music come to you, and you will always, it'll calm you down. Because if you try to come at it from the standpoint of, I gotta learn this, that might not even be what the director wants. And you might be learning something for nothing.
Beautiful.
So let the music come to you, and because you know how to read, you know how to play, just look over the chart so you don't get tripped up, and let them dictate what they want you to play, because what you might do on it might not be what they want.
Yeah.
So let the music come to you. Let them tell you, this is the kind of vibe I want. This is the kind of feeling that I want. Oh, I want forte over here. I want mezzo forte over here. And so then you take a lot of stress off yourself. It's like, oh, okay, I know how to read, I know how to play, but he's got all of these charts, and I just got to look over them and let him tell me what to play.
Right.
Versus stressing myself out and trying to learn it, in the room by myself with no orchestra, and then I'm practicing the wrong thing. It's a wasted energy. So, yeah.
Let's bring it home. But we're going to bring it home through community and stage and the global movement here. So your career has taken you from Chicago clubs to cities around the world, yet you remain rooted right here. What keeps Chicago central to your artistic identity?
Chicago, for me, has a personal connection because of the musicians that mentored me when I came in at 16. And I'm hanging out with Dexter Sims and Michael Ross, and all these people are giving me the valued information of what it is to gig in the city. And they say, if you put in the work in Chicago, you will work. But Chicago for me is always going to be the town that I know the best. Unluckily for us, we're losing a lot of places to play, but there's still a lot of places to be explored.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I can say is that waking up one day and knowing that your name has gotten around this city, to where people say, I need a drummer to fill in for me. Oh, call Derek. He's gonna know his stuff. He's gonna be dressed. His drums are gonna be ready to go. He's dependable.
Yeah.
So knowing that your name has got circulated to the point where, oh yeah, I know Derek. Oh yeah, give him a call. And so that is the benefit of Chicago, because people know you. It's like walking into Cheers and everybody knows your name.
Laying your foundation.
And being able to say, oh, okay, I might not be a big wig, but people know me. I got my name pull some weight.
And nothing wrong with being in a place where everybody knows your name. It's good. Last question, What does the West Side, or why does the West Side deserve and require? Because a lot of people downplay the West Side. But when it comes to blues and jazz, why does the West Side deserve and require high-level jazz education? And what future do you see rising in these young musicians who are teaching here at Chicago West Community Music Center?
Okay. I primarily grew up on the South Side. I'm currently in Hyde Park now. And when you think of let's say jazz or any kind of music, you think of this city, Chicago. But music has the capability of spreading out. There's no rule to say it has to just be in this big city. And I think for the West Side, it's just a lot of people can see the downtown from their house. Never been there, from the West Side or from the South Side. And they can see it. So if you take some of the city and you bring it out here, and then it doesn't seem so far reaching. It's like, oh, I can see jazz right around the corner from my house. We don't have to pay for parking. We could just walk. So if there was more of that on the West Side, man, it would be so much more of a different kind of community. Because any neighborhood, you want to be able to say, oh, okay, I want to get a taste of the city, but I don't want to go down to the city, because the city is just all about money. It's all about the big experience. And so if we take the music and we spread it out, especially in the Black community,
I like that.
And just say, hey, there's something different out here that you can get your mind wrapped around, versus and so that would be a great opportunity for these young folks to just come and see live music, because I don't want it to die. I want it to be fruitful. I want people to get into it. And that's what drives me about this program. Kids want to be here. There's a difference versus, oh, I got to teach music class. Oh, I don't really know nothing about music. Versus, oh, I want to do this. Oh, okay. And then they're hanging on every word. So I think if we just take the music and take it as far as we can go to the outskirts, you never know what could happen.
Amazing. World-renowned drummers and Chicago's own. And I say drummers, it's drummer. World-renowned drummer and Chicago's own Derek Henderson. Thank you so much
very much. Thank
for joining Black Muse Podcast.
Thanks so very much.
And thank you for joining us. This has been Black Muse Podcast with contributing correspondent Doris Davenport. Black Muse Podcast is produced by Chicago West Community Music Center, where Black music lives, grows, and leads us forward. Thank you.